Hello everyone, this is your host Comic Monk, and I recently saw the movie Spider-Man Homecoming, and oh god, I loved the movie. It was awesome, funny, and overall a very good movie to watch. So after watching the movie, I noticed a few feats where Tom Holland's Spider-Man gets to display his strength, and oh god, I must say, he might probably be the strongest character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I will exactly give my reasons on why I feel like this. Moving back to Captain America Civil War, we see that Spider-Man and Captain America have their own chat. They fight a little bit, and then Captain America strategically takes advantage of the fact that there's a huge aero bridge over Spider-Man's head, which could kill him, but Spider-Man is strong enough to withstand the force at which the aero bridge fell at him. Well, it's not easy to do something like this because of something known as impact forces that exist in the realm of physics, which would make it really difficult for Spider-Man to withstand the weight of the aero bridge. But before we get into calculating the force required by Spider-Man to stop that aero bridge from crushing his body, first let's understand what actually impact force is. Now if we look at the video made by Gubs where he talks about how strong is Spider-Man in Captain America Civil War, where he beautifully explains what actually impact force is. Now just imagine that you had to catch your friend while he was jumping from a bed versus him jumping from a tower. In which situation would it be more easier? Of course it would be much more easier to catch him when he jumps off his bed compared to him jumping off the tower. Well, that's because when he jumps off the tower and you go to catch him, you'd experience more impact force compared to the situation in which your friend jumps off the bed. Now that we have understood impact force, considering the formula for impact force and the variables required to find out the impact force experienced by Spider-Man, Gobs was able to find out that Spider-Man withstood a force of 81,322,164 newtons. A lot of us don't know how to visualize a Newton, so let's put it in this way. According to LiveScience.com, an average human has a 25% chance of cracking his bone if he gets hit by 3,300 newtons to 4,000 newtons. Doing simple maths, we can find out that a force of 13,200 newtons to 16,000 newtons has a 100% chance of cracking someone's bone, which makes Tom Holland's Spider-Man 5,000 times stronger than an average human. Now let's see how strong is MCU Spider-Man, comparing him with Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. In Spider-Man 2, we see Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man performing his strongest feat in the train scene, where Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man has to use every single muscle fiber that he has to stop the train. Comic Books vs. the World calculates and uses all the variables to calculate force and found out that Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man used a force of 96,106 newtons to stop the train. Using these feats, and when we compare Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man to Tom Holland's Spider-Man, we can find out that MCU Spider-Man is 846 times stronger than Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. Now getting back to the main topic of this video, is Spider-Man the strongest MCU character? It's actually pretty simple to answer this question. All we need to do is compare him with characters like Iron Man, Vision, Hulk and Thor, hashtag the strongest MCU superheroes, and if we are able to prove that Spider-Man is stronger than them, we can easily declare that he is the strongest character to exist in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. In my previous video, Iron Man vs Superman, we were able to calculate the strength of the Hulk person as well as the strength of Hulk, which is equal to 175 tons, or when converted into newtons is equal to 1,743,000 newtons, which when compared to the strength of Spider-Man, we can see that Spider-Man is 46 times stronger. We can say that Thor is relative to Hulk, so we can say that Spider-Man is even stronger than Thor. Now the only character we have to compare Spider-Man is with Vision. We don't have a lot of feats for Vision where we get to see him use his complete strength, but assuming that Vision is as strong as he is from the comic books, it turns out that the comic books Vision was able to punch with forces of 50 tons, and when we convert that into newtons, it's equal to 490,322 newtons, and therefore we can conclude that Spider-Man is 165 times stronger than Vision. I mean, that's just really strong because we just proved that Spider-Man is stronger than someone who uses an Infinity Stone as their main source of energy. But just because he's stronger than most of the MCU characters doesn't mean he will necessarily win in a fight, because we need to consider other factors such as abilities, intelligence, speed, etc. But this surely means that if Spider-Man had to arm wrestle these characters, he would surely win. And knowing all this allows us to actually understand why he actually treats the Winter Soldier like a wannabe villain. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Let me know what are your opinions on Spider-Man's strength. Do you think he can beat characters like Vision and Hulk? Let me know in the comment section down below, and keep being awesome.